one thing I've learned working in different business environments and all of those, I find myself in many cases where I'm working on a task or I'm talking to a business owner or I'm talking to somebody within the business and we're solving a problem or we're working towards something. And then when that conversation ends or at the end of whatever session I'm doing, I have that voice in my head or I get that thought of we're making progress here. We're moving towards a goal within this business. We're moving towards a goal with this individual. And then you have that question. I have that question that says, what progress have you made today in your own business, in your own ventures? And yeah, the contractor work, that's a business in itself. And that's something else. You could say, yeah, you're making progress. You're working with business owners and you're bringing in income. So you're making progress in that. But I'm referring to more so, passions as far as moving forward in the entrepreneurship journey of digital art, creating the world outside of the contractor work and all of that. So personal development in my own ventures as far as things related to my passions. So that space, I've always had those questions of how have we moved forward today? What have we done as far as expanding out Caden's world or expanding expanding out the music that you can create and making it in a more creative way and seeing how we can promote this differently or merch, services, ecom, working in that and building that stuff out and seeing how I can provide value from experiences that I've had to other people who are in similar situations or looking for motivation and doing that kind of content, all those things, right? And that question has come into my mind many times when, I get to new, when I hit any sort of progress working with somebody else. And it's interesting. I think that just comes from being clear on what it is that you want to do with yourself, right? This stuff that I'm doing is cool as far as contract work. In many cases, you're making money, which allows you to better invest in what it is that you want to do. So you can eventually just do that if that's what you want to do exclusively. But at the same time, I'm clear about what I want to do. So I see a lot of times that people get mixed up into, they're chasing one thing, but they really want to do another thing, but they're putting so much time into this thing. It's almost like eventually they get lost in the sauce. We heard that, but I mean, that's a term too, but they get lost in the other stuff and they forget, wait a minute, this is what I want to do. And it can get tricky, man. And I'm really thankful that I've trained myself to get to the point where I'm constantly self-checking, constantly doing temperature checks with myself, constantly hitting myself with that self-awareness of where are we in our own ventures, the things that we really want to see progress in, the things that we really want to grow, the business and the ventures that we really want to see materialize. Where are you in that? Because the people you're working with are clearly driven. They're paying you. The companies you're working with, they're paying you. The business owners that you're working with, they're paying you. They have their own visions they're working on. And there's no problem with helping other people get to where they want to as far as their business goals and helping other businesses. There's no problem with that, right? But you have to be clear about, is that what you want to do? Is that solely what you want to do? Or do you have your own intention? Do you have your own goals that you're going after as well? And if you do, how are you making a real effort to move towards whatever that is on a daily basis? And those are the questions that I ask myself every day. Are we moving towards something? The same way your your boss, if you go to, I used to work at Sam's Club, so I always go to this damn, or I used to work at Sam's Club, Longhorn, Chick-fil-A, you name it, a lot of places. The same way that your boss, if you're working one of those jobs, will ask you, hey, did we get those floors cleaned? Hey, did we get the shelves stacked? Did we do this? Did we do that? Because at the end of the day, their goal is to make sure things look good for the customers to come in and for them to buy and for them to feel like they're in a buying mood. If we're talking about cleaning the floors, for them to feel better, to put them in a buying mood, to want to spend money to grow the business. So, same thing that applies to you. Are you putting yourself in a position? Are you doing the things daily to move your own ventures forward? Or are you kind of getting lost in other things? And that is something that has messed with me for a minute when I was really starting, when I started off several years ago, when I was really figuring out what I wanted to do. Because before I really figured out what I wanted to do, it was more of, are you making progress towards getting to that answer? So it was training myself even beforehand, right? And now understanding what I'm building, what I'm working towards, it's now what have we done today to move towards that progress? Whether it's, like I said, are we writing music? Are we, if you don't have something to talk about, are we coming up with new ways to be creative with the music? Are we expanding Caden's world? Are we posting content, just creative stuff? What are we doing to expand the world and to grow the business? What are we doing? Are we more clear with what it is that we want to sell or what that we want to provide value to other people, whether it's entertainment or whatever? And over the years, man, it's just developed with that mindset. And I think it's really cool to look at it at the same time. This is really just me being aware of that and, again, talking about that because it's really easy to get lost in get into your own way if you're being pulled in so many different directions, and then you almost forget why you're doing these things in the first place. I was talking to one business owner, and I hope he's doing well. I don't want to say the name, but I was talking to one guy, and talking about this even brings it to mind. But Mans has been working on building a completely different business that has nothing to do with what he really wants to do. But his way of justifying it is that I make a lot of money here, I make my millions here, and I can use those millions to invest into the music career that I really want to have for myself. And that's cool, bro. Again, everybody's different experiences and upbringings has made them develop a mindset that makes sense for them and helps them justify why they're making the decisions. That's cool, man. But from the outside looking in, I'm saying to myself, why not do still some of the stuff that you want to do towards your music career now? Why aren't you still writing music? If you're writing music, why not promote some of that, or why not still go to the studio? Even though you don't have the budget you want to, you can still do stuff. We've seen plenty of people come up off of nothing. So why do you feel like you need to 100%, almost 100%, devote yourself to one thing just so you can raise the money to bring it back over here when you can put a good chunk of effort because you know that's where your money is coming from at the moment? But it doesn't mean completely forget about what it is that you want to do. But again, like I said, maybe there's more to it, right? Maybe there's more to it. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But I don't think I have ever, even when I wanted to figure out what it was I specifically wanted to do, when I would come home from like a shift at Chick-fil-A, or when I'd come home from a shift at Abercrombie, this was like junior year of high school. But I would still say to myself, man, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go with my life? What do I want to really do? Let me try different stuff. It wasn't just come home from a shift of work and let me go play some video games. Yeah, I play video games. Yeah, I still have I still have my childhood, right? But at the same time, I was already having those thoughts of what do I want to do? And now that I'm in that position of what do I want to do, it's now how are we making progress towards that every day? Even if we're failing at something, we're still learning. We're still learning. We're still moving forward. If you fail, there's a lesson to be learned there. So that's really what it is, man. Cause bro, I've worked with him on multiple occasions, this guy that I was talking about. And he sat down and played a song on the piano. And I was like, this man has some talent, man. And I was saying, have you done shows? Have you talked to anybody else about this? He's like, nah, I really don't feel like once I get things going, I'm going to have the money to maintain it and keep it moving. And I do shows sometimes, but I don't really do it. I'm like, bro, you have a talent. You have a talent sitting right here. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's cool that you have this whole business that you're building and you're making some serious money, but what are you doing with this? Anything could happen tomorrow. You don't know. At the end of the day, you have to be making that conscious effort. And even if you have a slower day, or you're something's going on, like I'm sick right now, and I still found different ways to to practice and make efforts towards moving towards where I want to go. So there's always something to do, man. There's always something you can do, even if it's the smaller things. But when I'm talking to him, he's saying he's not doing nothing. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. One of the goals that I want, and I've already started doing, even though it's not perfect, Spanish and Korean, man. Do some of the content that I make is motivation content, en contenido de motivación. Y también hago contenido en español y un poquito en coreano también, pero estoy haciendo la cosa que tengo que hacer ahora, que yo puedo hacer ahora. No estoy esperando para el futuro. I'm not waiting for the future. I'm doing that stuff now, and I'm doing what I can now, mientras que estoy aprendiendo, y ya veremos lo que pasa, pero I'm not I'm not here just saying, yeah, I'm just going to study, and when I feel like I'm perfect, then I can get started. You do what you can now, because you never know what kind of opportunities are there. So that's really what it is, man. Getting clear on what it is that you want to do and attacking it from the beginning, because you don't know what kind of opportunities you're missing out on from not executing on what you can from right now. You do what you can now, and you do what you can. That's really what it is, man. That's the topic of it. And yeah, I do a couple of these videos. It's funny. I can speak Korean, but I still haven't felt comfortable enough to be doing too much of it on video. Because even right now, I'm thinking of like what I want to say, and I can't think of nothing. I can't think of nothing. 아무것도 못 생각하다. 못 생각해요. I don't know. 전혀 몰랐다. Pero I know I need to study every day. I don't really care about that. I know either way I'm making progress because I study every day. But yeah, man, it's interesting, man. It's really interesting. Even in times when I'm speaking to someone, 한국 사람 말할 때 한국어를 말해요. 한국어를 말해요. I still speak. I still do what I can. I do what I can. Right now, I don't speak too much in the video like how I should. So maybe that's something I need to practice on, because either way, I'm going to post this stuff. But I know I still sound like trash. But it's regardless, I'm going to do it, right? Regardless, I lean into it, even if it feels uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, once you've felt how that feels, you kind of learn to embrace it. It's whatever, because either way, you're making progress. So that's where I'm at, man. It's make progress regardless of, it's doing something regardless of, even if it's a little bit, at least you're doing something. And that's what it is. So yeah, we've been yapping for 15 minutes, and yeah, hopefully anybody that watches this kind of takes the message from this. But yeah, man, don't want to drag this out anymore. I'm low-key trying to think about something I want to say in Korean, but I can't think of nothing, man. Hey, y'all will get the Korean videos when they come, man. Yeah, but y'all got the message, so there we go.